This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Our top story, the first day of school for Suncoast students is right around the corner, and this year families are expected to spend nearly $700 on school supplies.
However, more than half of students' families here on the Suncoast can't afford school lunches, let alone school supplies, so the community is stepping up. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick is joining us live to show us at Booker High School what is happening there with those families. Jess.
Good evening, Haley and Scott. It's not just parents, but also teachers who end up spending hundreds of dollars on school supplies every year. But hopefully this year, those who can't afford to do so won't have to, thanks to the generosity of the community. The school supply lists are out. Backpacks, binders, rulers. They all add up to an expensive price tag.
A guess would be probably between $500 and $600 on the elementary.
But most families on the Suncoast can't afford to go back to school shopping.
I would say that our Title I students have more of a need for school supplies.
In Manatee County School District, more than 60% of their students come from low-income families and receive financial assistance for school lunches. Families aren't the only ones feeling the pressure to spend the big bucks on back-to-school shopping.
Our teachers go above and beyond. We all know that it can be quite expensive setting up classrooms and providing materials for their students.
To ease the financial burden on both families and teachers on the Suncoast, several community agencies and businesses are hosting school supply drives across Manatee and Sarasota counties. The Sarasota Police Department is holding their first ever Pack the Patrol Car event, collecting school supplies for the upcoming year. In Manatee County, the community is being asked to donate to the Ghetto Backpack Drive. And Tiny Hands Foundation is hosting its 4th annual Back-to-School Backpack Brigade for all Suncoast residents.
Really grew out of necessity in our community. I'd say each year we have somewhere between 500 or 600 children and families reach out to us.
This year they're hoping to provide 1,600 book bags to students living in poverty. And it doesn't stop at school supplies. Tiny Hands is getting some help from the All Faiths Food Bank.
This backpack program, the All Faiths Backpack Program, provides a bag of very healthy, nutritious, wholesome food for kids.
If you want to help out and donate some school supplies to our local school district, I have a list of events on our website, mysuncoast.com. Now, if you can, you may want to wait off a few days before going out and buying those school supplies because the big tax holiday is right around the corner. Reporting live in Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Jess. And here are some important back-to-school dates. This year's back-to-school shopping tax-free holiday, as Jess mentioned, in Florida, runs this Friday through Sunday. Manatee County students' first day of school will be on Thursday, August 10th. Sarasota County students go back to class on Monday, August 14th.
The Wildlife Center of Venice is working to find a new home. The Wildlife Hospital has been at its current location in Venice for 15 years. Staff members tried to buy the property, but the deal fell through. Now they're looking right across the street to a 5-acre piece of property that might be better suited for them. A home currently sits on the land that could be converted to an animal hospital. It also has space to build a welcome center.
We actually have grown to have the biggest infrastructure dedicated to rehabilitation and rescue animals of any of our colleagues in the Tri-County area.
The Wildlife Center rescues on average about 4,500 animals each year.
Mote Marine Lab's Turtle Conservation Program is now looking at what impact Tropical Storm Emily had on sea turtle nesting at area beaches. Scientists are documenting which nests are present, reposting marking stakes if they have been washed away, and collecting data about current nests from Venice all the way to Longboat Key. They ask that you do not interfere with nests that have standing water above them. And exposed eggs should be left alone and reported to Mote's Sea Turtle Conservation. Mote Marine says it will likely take up to a week before they have final numbers on how many nests were destroyed by the storm.
What we were finding was surf was pulling out stakes, sometimes pulling out eggs from nests, and so today we had to go back out and just see what we had left.
If nest marker stakes are in the ground, leave them alone. If they've been washed out, place them on the sand, lying down near each other so that Mote's Turtle Patrol can find them. I think the moral of that story is don't mess with it. Moat is, they want to be the ones, they're the professionals, so call them. So you think you're helping, but sometimes you may not know exactly what help is needed for each nest.
Yeah,
so.
their volunteers really know what to do out there
they do.
on the beach. Well, we enjoyed sunny and much drier conditions for most of the day today. That could be changing, though. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Yeah, we had some rain out there in the Gulf of Mexico associated with a frontal boundary. I want to let people know yesterday it was a tornado now. I know I was up there at the time of that tornado in northwest Bradenton. I said to my wife it was probably an EF0. That's winds at 60 to up to 85 miles an hour. And it was 100 yards wide. It traveled for over a mile, and it was in northwest Bradenton near Orban's Nursery, again causing damage there consistent with an EF0 tornado. So again, that's breaking news from the National Weather Service. A survey crew went up there and indeed found what looked like a possibility of a tornado moving through, so they have confirmed that. Now we have a large area of heavy rainfall in the Gulf of Mexico that's going to move on shore here, and as it does so, it's going to bring some locally heavy rainfall to some areas. So the ground saturated from Emily with additional rainfall that is going to move in, and it looks like Venice is going to be the first place to get it. We're going to see some possibility of some street flooding there. Also, this is a sea breeze front more than anything pushing off to the east right now. So Wauchula, north of Arcadia, getting some very heavy rainfall. But you notice there hasn't been a lot of lightning strikes with this line of showers and storms, so it doesn't appear to be too severe. Now, what's left of Emily continues to track off to the northeast. It's being sheared apart. Still a tropical depression at this point. Top winds are at 35 miles an hour. It's moving to the northeast at 15. But you'll notice that line of clouds extends all the way out into the Gulf of Mexico. The old frontal boundary is still out there. We'll have to keep an eye on it for the possibility of a spin up as well. We'll have more in the forecast coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. City of Northport's new recycling program is already making a big difference. City officials say recycling is up 15% since they started using these new recycling totes. The city delivered more than 56,000 of these new totes, and all residents received the containers within the past 4 months. City also says the new program is shortening route times, decreasing fuel costs, and saving money in the long run.
ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern is joining us now. And Richard, we finished the month of July in record territory, so we need to see if we're going to have a strong start to the month of August.
Haley, the short answer to that is absolutely. The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at a record high for the 5th consecutive day and the 31st record high of the year. How's that for a big number? Put that on top of the fact that we were at 21,990, up 99 points intraday, just 10 points shy of 22,000. Obviously a number we've never seen before, and who knows, we might even be able to see it tomorrow. So all in all, a terrific day, nothing but up arrows, and let's take a look at the record close for the Dow. There you see it up 73 points, exactly 1/3 of 1%. At 21,963.92 on heavy volume of 804 million shares. The NASDAQ participated as well, up 1/4 of 1%, 15 points at 6,362.94, also on heavy volume of 1,922 million shares. And another up arrow, the S&P also up 1/4 of 1%, up 6 points at 2,476.35. Well, a terrific day on Wall Street, but not a terrific day for General Motors. Its shares fell by 3.5% after the company surprised everyone by announcing a sales decline during the month of July of more than 15%. 14% of that was also at what we call retail, through your local dealer. The most disappointing performance came through its Buick division, where sales were down by more than 30%. And perhaps the biggest surprise of all, GM now says it has 104 days worth of inventory on the ground. Typically, they shoot for a number that is somewhere around 65 to 70 days. So there's a glut of cars out there. General Motors is having problems. The industry is having problems. So this might be a good time to go out and look for a car. You might get a pretty good deal.
I was going to say, maybe we'll see some sales coming up. You also have some late news on Apple, Richard.
Yes, they announced their earnings at 4:30, well after the market was closed, but they certainly look very, very good. I would expect a strong start for Apple tomorrow. And the question they didn't answer with their earnings is, when are we going to come out with the iPhone 8? And is it true it might cost $1,100? We didn't get any answer to either one of those, I'm afraid.
We'll continue to wait for the answer.
Yes,
all right.
sir.
Richard, thank you.
You're welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, rescue teams scour a national park where the search for missing hikers now stands.
And ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. Plus, holding doctors accountable. How many more physicians are being penalized for dangerous prescriptions? That's in Health Smart.
The ABC7 Stock Report is brought to you by Sunset Cadillac. Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Ray Collins. The Venice Library is now getting an approved site plan and design.
We'll tell you what Sarasota County officials plan to discuss about the new building moving forward tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast. John?
Rain chances start going up as humidity returns. We'll talk about the forecast bright and early tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job. I am Goodwill, yeah.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Now to the search for two missing hikers in California. Their vehicle was found inside of Joshua Tree National Park, but so far search crews have not been able to find them. ABC's Danya Backus has the latest.
20-year-old Rachel Wynn and 21-year-old Joseph Orbeso were last heard from Thursday by a ping of Joseph's cell phone from inside Joshua Tree National Park. Park officials say apparently the couple disappeared during a hike. They were expected to check out of their hotel Friday morning, but their belongings were left in the room.
We have no idea what their intentions were, what their plans were, how long they were going to be here.
Tuesday, search and rescue teams were scouring the nearly 800,000-acre park, searching in triple-digit temperatures and through rugged terrain.
One thing that will happen when people are in heavy heat stress and loss, they'll start taking off pieces of clothing. We haven't found any of that thus far.
Their vehicle, a burgundy Lexus, was found near a park entrance in an area known as the Maze Loop Friday afternoon. Park rangers say right now there is no reason to suspect foul play. The families of Wynn and Orbeso say they are experienced hikers and plan the trip to celebrate Wynn's birthday. Due to the heat and stress on rescue crews, the search for the pair was stopped this afternoon. Searchers are expected back in the park Wednesday morning. Danya Backus, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Here at home, today is National Night Out Against Crime, and one of the bigger events is just getting underway in Bradenton.
It's a chance for law enforcement to connect with residents on a more personal level. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us live from the 13th Avenue Dream Center with more tonight. Rick.
Yeah, Haley and Scott, this is a fun event, but a very important event. I'm now joined by Lieutenant Brian Thiers from the Bradenton Police Department. And Lieutenant, great to have you here.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having us.
And tell us, first off, what is National Night Out for those of us who don't know too much about it?
Sure. National Night Out is a national organization where police and the community partnership to promote safety, well-being, and take back the streets kind of event.
Okay, and it does look like you have a lot of fun stuff going on here. I guess it's for family fun for everyone, the kids, adults, everybody.
Right. You know, police we're always working to build rapport with the community. So we've got food, we've got face painting, we've got safety plans here, we've got car seat checks, bounce houses. Our guys are grilling outside. It's just a chance for us to get out and kind of just have a good time, but at the same time work with building the relationship with the community.
It does smell really good out here. The food is amazing. And why do you guys do something like this?
We promote community policing every day, but this gives us a chance at dozens of locations around the city to really set up a location where people can come out, meet the police officers, meet the detectives, meet our civilians, work one-on-one with us. Let's talk about things that we're doing in our world, things that are going on in your world, how we can, better boost our relationship with the community, talk about future plans for our agency, things that we're working towards to make this a better city.
All right, well, thanks so much for sharing your time and sharing this event with everybody, and that's Lieutenant Brian Thiers with the Bradenton Police Department. This event, by the way, is going on until 8 o'clock tonight here at the 13th Avenue Dream Center. Reporting live from Bradenton this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Back to you.
Thank you, Rick. And they were smart having part of the event indoors because you need to go in and cool off when you have an August National Night Out in Florida.
Yeah. And of course, Bradenton yesterday morning was dealing with not only Tropical Storm Emily, but now we're learning a tornado.
Yeah, and I live right there in Northwest Bradenton, and within a mile of where the tornado actually hit. And normally I'd be out with my video camera, shooting video for the news. But I walked outside, I heard this noise that I've never heard before, and I said, "That's a tornado." And it was just—it's very distinguishable. You'll hear it. It's not thunder. It's just a roar that's going along, and I can imagine a real big one. EF5, what it sounds like. But EF0, anywhere from 60 to 85-mile-an-hour winds. It caused some damage consistent with tornadoes. The National Weather Service went out there today and checked it out and said, yes, this is definitely a tornado, small one at that. It's hard to see them because there's so much rain that's occurring as these storms move in sometimes, especially with tropical systems. But indeed, it was about 1.3 miles on the ground. So it was on the ground fairly long period. It wasn't all that wide. It was about 100 yards wide as it made its way through yesterday late morning. Now we have more rain to deal with. The heavy rainfall, about 20 miles now off the coast of Siesta Key. About 15 to 10 miles off the coast of Venice right now. It continues to push in our direction, some moderate to heavy rainfall. There's an occasional lightning strike in here as well. Once in a while we get a few lightning strikes. This is all moving in our direction. It's left over really from the frontal boundary that moved down into the Gulf of Mexico, which kind of spun up Emily on in through Monday morning. Now, the inland storms associated with the sea breeze front, obviously those causing some problems there near Wauchula and just north of Arcadia. You can see that heavy rainfall approaching Venice now into Inglewood, Manasota Beach, and Rotunda, Placida, and eventually places to the north. Well, our little system is getting a little stronger. It's a tropical depression. It looks as though it could regain some strength there, but it's being sheared apart. The low pressure area has now winds at 35 miles an hour. It's moving to the northeast at 15. The pressure hasn't really been dropping all that much at 10-10. Even if it were to re-strengthen into a tropical storm, it wouldn't have any impact in any major land area. Bermuda could see some clouds and some breezy conditions as a result of it. But there's still a lot of clouds out there in the Gulf of Mexico that we'll have to watch. Again, a front this time of year, unusual. Models don't really know anything about it because it doesn't happen very often. And there's certainly the possibility of a spin-up. Normally that happens in October. But again, we're into early August. 93 on the heat index, not terrible. The humidity at 59%. Winds are out of the west-southwest at 8. And the water vapor imagery showing that the dry air that was in place in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere is slowly shrinking, and quite a bit of moisture still out in the Gulf of Mexico, but we'll see how it plays out. Well, elsewhere in the tropics, we're in August now. The August and September, the two biggest months for the big hurricanes, and nothing out there right now that we're monitoring. There's a couple of tropical waves not really showing any signs of development right now as it makes its way to the west. The Caribbean looking pretty good, although a tropical wave there acting up in the southeastern portion of the Caribbean. Well, for boaters, Again, tomorrow it looks like seas and winds and seas will be a little bit better than they have been as of late. Let's get a look at that if we can and see what's going on with that. For some reason or other, the map is not advancing, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. But generally, seas will be running 2 feet or less, a little bit better tomorrow. The forecast is calling for a 70% chance for showers and storms scattered about, otherwise mostly cloudy skies. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. In Suncoast Traffic Watch right now, we're seeing traffic backed up a little bit on US 41 in the north and southbound lanes, also US 301 backed up there right near Fruitville Road in Sarasota. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, many studies have shown that exercise is beneficial in the prevention of cognitive impairment and dementia in old age. Now, researchers at Goethe University Frankfurt are exploring how exercise affects brain metabolism. They found that 3 months of working out on an exercise bike prevented an increase in choline. The concentration of this metabolite often rises as the result of increased loss of nerve cells. That typically occurs in Alzheimer's disease. Physical exercise led to stable cerebral choline concentrations in the training group, whereas choline levels increased in the control group. The Netflix TV series 13 Reasons Why showed a teen ending her life. It may have triggered a surge in online searches for suicide, including how to do it. Researchers found that for almost 3 weeks afterward, there were at least 900,000 more than expected Google searches, including the word suicide. That's a 19% increase based on forecasts using Google Trends and historical search trends. Searches included suicide methods, but also, on the good side, suicide hotlines and suicide prevention. Doctors are increasingly being held accountable, some even facing murder charges when their patients overdose on opioid painkillers that they prescribed. The number of doctors penalized by the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration has grown more than 5-fold in recent years. The agency took action against 88 doctors in 2011 and then 479 in 2016. Just recently, a Texas doctor is facing charges of illegally distributing these drugs in connection with at least 7 deaths, and a doctor in Oklahoma was charged with 5 counts of second-degree murder. Coming up, a former officer punches a valet on camera. What Fort Lauderdale police are doing about this resort attack. Plus, a slithery surprise in a newsroom where this snake was found. Straight ahead.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Oh, look! A bouquet of lump-livered drolls.
We went to a real school to show that bullying should be history.
You monkey-elbowed pockmarks. What a bunch of beef-witted pig nuts.
On Monday, October 2nd, let's all stand up for World Day of Bullying Prevention by rocking a blue shirt. Together, let's make bullying a thing of the past. Go blue and get your blue shirt at stompoutbullying.org.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
A follow-up now on a former police officer caught on camera punching a valet at a South Florida resort.
The Fort Lauderdale police chief is now saying the attacker should be prosecuted. The assault happened at the Ocean Sky Resort. Surveillance video shows John Kiernan, a former Atlanta police officer, punch Rodolfo Rodriguez in the face, knocking him to the ground. Rodriguez says Kiernan did not want to pay for the parking. The hotel manager questions why the former police officer was then not arrested after the assault.
I kept asking, when is this guy, why is this guy not going to jail? Why is he not in handcuffs? He just assaulted my employee.
The Fort Lauderdale police chief says the department is following up now on that attack.
Now to a daring rescue of a man and his dog from High Creek waters in Colorado. Raging thunderstorms filled a dry creek bed where a man's vehicle was parked. It trapped him and his dog inside. Firefighters had to use a ladder truck to get them out. The rescue took place over the weekend.
Love this story. Step aside, flight attendants. This little boy in Kansas City may win the award for most hospitable host. The boy treated his fellow airline passengers to a little extra hospitality. The boy offering unconditional fist bumps as he walked down the aisle of the plane. He wasn't stingy either. He extended his little fist to anyone willing to participate, and it brought out smiles all around that plane.
Very sweet. A slithery surprise for a newsroom in Australia. A cameraman was getting ready to edit video for an evening newscast when a carpet python slithered onto the desk. Well, the witnesses say there was plenty of screaming, of course, and it looks like a little one of those reusable grocery bags came in handy. Luckily, the station's program manager has some experience in handling snakes. She managed to remove it with a coat hanger and that bag there, and then released it out into the bushes outside of the newsroom.
Didn't look happy, did it?
No.
Look how calm she is.
I know. See,
just no big deal.
Yeah, she's okay. Whatever. Get out your grocery bag, and we're going to get rid of this.
Didn't want to do
No, he did not, but she was calm, cool, and collected. Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, a new and improved driver's license, why the state of Florida is making ID changes and when they will be available.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at CaliforniaClosets.com.